Tennis is no doubt a very grueling sport. It's not only physically demanding of its players in every game, but mentally demanding too, and that takes a toll on its professional players. While every sport has its fair share of injury-prone players, tennis seems to have a higher concentration of them. This is unfortunately what happened to Daria Saville at the Japan Open. Stick with us if you want to know more about what exactly happened to Saville and how her opponent Osaka has reacted to the situation. First things first, how were things for the two players leading up to the match? Things were going pretty well for Saville this year. At the start of the season, the tennis player was well outside of the top 500, but she wasn't so happy with staying under the radar. With her ambition, determination, and just plain skill, Saville managed to become the 55th ranked player in the world. That's some serious improvement. At the WTA 250, she managed to reach the quarterfinal, her first of the year, and then she made history by becoming the lowest ranked quarterfinalist in the tournament's history. On the other hand, Osaka wasn't doing so well. She's definitely a hotshot in tennis, especially considering she used to be the world's #1 in the sport. But the past few years have been both physically and mentally draining for her, starting from the loss of her mentor Kobe to self-doubt issues after multiple defeats. She also had some injuries of her own, but the four-time Grand Slam champion had set her sights on winning the Tokyo crown this season. Unfortunately, things for the Japanese national weren't going so well leading up to her game against Saville. She'd lost all 4 matches before this one, and although things ended up turning around for her in this match, it was in the worst way possible. Let's get right into that. Next up, Daria Saville suffers a devastating injury at the Japan Open. There isn't much of the match itself to explain. Both tennis pros, the rising star against the defending Japan Open champion, were really into battling it for the 2022 title, but things didn't work out the way they, or really anyone, had ever imagined. It actually was starting to go well for Osaka. Considering she lost the first match in all of her previous 3 tournaments, including last month's US Open, she still managed to win the first round, but things went downhill when the second game started. Hardly 7 minutes into the game, Saville cried out in pain after playing a short forehand and collapsed onto the floor, distressed and clutching her knee. Clearly, something went wrong. Osaka wasted no time rushing toward the other side of the court to see what was going on. She immediately dropped to her knees to offer her assistance and draped a towel over Saville's injured knee. No doubt, this was a brilliant display of humanity and sportsmanship. Daria Saville's team did try to treat her initially, but after a few footwork exercises, it was clear to both Saville and her team that this injury wasn't going to be resolved so quickly. So while the Aussie was able to walk away, she didn't want to risk continuing and decided to resign from the match right then and there after just 11 points. Saville and Osaka not only shook hands, but they also had a sincere hug that would warm anyone's heart before leaving the field. Coming up, what exactly happened to Saville? Pretty quickly after that devastating match, Saville revealed on social media that the injury she had suffered was actually an ACL tear. Unfortunately, this could very well mean that she might be sidelined into the next season. On Twitter, NRL Physio shared a whole slow-motion clip of the moment it happened. We can see Saville delivering a short forehand as she moves along her side of the court, but if you watch the tennis player's knee throughout the whole process, you can actually see how it all happened, with foot planting and the shifting of her lower leg bone. Unfortunately for Daria Saville, this ACL rupture means she'll be going through surgery and at least a 9-month recovery ahead. We can only hope that they'll be back in the game soon to get back to climbing the ranks. This actually isn't the first time this injury has happened to Saville. In her recent tweet where she confirmed that she had a torn ACL, she also went on to say 2013 flashbacks, which referred to when she had suffered the same injury and even had to go through major knee surgery in that year. Because of it, she had to stay out of the women's tour for a really long time. Not to mention, this isn't Saville's only injury throughout her career either. The latest one was back in 2021 when she had Achilles tendon surgery, which took a 10-month-long recovery period. Finally, how does Daria Saville feel? After rising so quickly in the ranks, it's clear that this was the last thing Daria Saville had wanted this season. The 28-year-old Aussie quickly took to Twitter after the match to express her feelings, where she said she was in serious disbelief and that she wasn't really sad but just shocked at how it all went down. In her verbatim words, what the actual F happened? Naomi Osaka sent her a really sweet video message where she called her one of the funniest people on the tour, reminisced how nice the Aussie had been to her at the French Open, and wished her a speedy recovery. She isn't the only one. Since the match, fellow WTA players like Iga Swiatek and Sloana Stevens also sent her well wishes over social media. Saville also replied to everyone by telling them not to worry about her and that she was okay. According to her, it was just shit luck. Now, moving on to other news. Naomi Osaka forced to withdraw from Pan Pacific Open with an abdominal illness. Naomi Osaka got another dose of bad luck at yet another tournament. On Thursday, September 22nd, Osaka's Pan Pacific Open ended abruptly and unexpectedly as the 4-time Grand Slam winner withdrew prior to playing Beatriz Haddad Maia in the second round due to an abdominal illness. In a statement, Osaka shared that she was really sorry that she wasn't able to compete that day. She went on to say that it had been an honor for her to be able to play at the Torrey Pan Pacific Open in front of all the fans fans in Japan, her home country. This tournament will always be a special one for her, and she wished that she could have stepped on court that day, but unfortunately her body refused to let her. She ended her statement by thanking everyone for their support and promising that she'll be seeing them all again next year. The withdrawal of Osaka was a difficult decision for the four-time champion. After an injury-riddled season, Osaka told the media before the competition that she felt healthy and fit again. In the statement, she didn't specify exactly what the illness was. Either way, we hope she has a speedy recovery and is back in court again soon. Next up, Iga Swiatek reacts to Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Andy Murray meeting at LC. Iga Swiatek, the current world number 1, reacted to seeing Roger Federer on the same court as Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray in a very straightforward yet beautiful way. Federer, Djokovic, and Murray all arrived in London this week for the Laver Cup. After the Laver Cup, 20-time Grand Slam winner Federer will be retiring. Federer will be a part of Team Europe with Djokovic, Murray, and Rafael Nadal, which Swiatek described as inspiring on Twitter. She also paid a classy tribute to Federer over social media, where she thanked him for everything that he had done for the sport. In her words, "It's been a privilege to witness your career." She ended the tweet by wishing him all the best with a cute goat emoji. Like we said, classy. Finally, US Open semifinalist Garcia makes early exit in Tokyo. On Wednesday, US Open semifinalist Caroline Garcia lost her opening round at the Pan Pacific Open after blowing a match point. Zhang Shuai of China defeated Garcia 4-6, 7-6, 7-5, 7-6, 7-5 in the match. The number 2 seed, Frances Garcia, has been in excellent form lately. She won the Cincinnati Masters last month and advanced to her first Grand Slam semifinal at Flushing Meadows 2 weeks ago. Despite hitting 27 aces to her opponent's 4 and having a match point at 5-4 in the second set, she lost to world number 28 Zhang in Tokyo. Prior to snacking on a sandwich while the game was in transition, Zhang battled back to tie the match in a tiebreak. Zhang outlasted Garcia in the final set, winning it on her second match point after the Frenchwoman hit long after 2 hours and 30 minutes. Looks like the sandwich helped energize her. In the quarterfinals, Zhang will now take on either the 6th-seeded Karolina Pliskova of the Czech Republic or Petra Martic of Croatia. That's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts on this whole unfortunate incident? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.